Coach, how do you evaluate the running back position? The game is changing, right? You got Mill Creek and
Yeah,
7A. They use a little bit of analytics, as far as their offense and how it goes. But for you, do you watch a lot of film? Do you use analytics to kind of go and how you evaluate the position? Or do you just go with your naked eye and it's like, I know how to evaluate the talent. This guy here, he's just something different. I want him to be a good bit part of my running game. Like, how does that work for you?
yeah. I'm dialed in on the film. It's my job and my responsibility to break down the defensive box for every team, every opponent that we face. So some things can kind of change week to week versus if we're going against a three-man front or four-man front. Does this team have their talent on the interior or on the exterior so we can pick our spots? Um, Coach All does a good job of game planning though, and making sure the right guys getting the ball in the right positions to be successful. I would think. Obviously, sometimes we got a big, deep, nice defensive end like they had at New Manchester this year. You think you might want to run away from a guy like that, but like this year, the game plan was no, we want to run right at him
Yep.
and block him down, get more bodies on him. Yeah, so that's where we at with it.
That's a good point. I mean, you see that a lot too. I seen that in just as a reference to the Eagles and Cowboys rivalry. I just remember like they run a lot of the read option, and you would think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's run away from that guy. But sometimes that guy like that can have so much speed they can still get there and disrupt the play. But then you're like, okay, let's go
Exactly.
block him, get bodies to him, and then making him uncomfortable, run at him, and then it takes kind of that pressure off, and then you can open up lanes, and then you open up more of the passing game too. So I think that's a good point.
Yeah. We overloaded that side and we reach blocked them all night with too many people for him to fight through. And like I say, Coach All, I mean, I call him Big Brain. I like to tease with him because he's just always got a recipe. He always got a plan, and when he finds something good, you're gonna have to show him you can stop it before he come out of it.
Definitely, coach. And then for you, back to the running game in the boxes, right? So obviously, if they're low in the box, you're more prone to kind of pass the football. But in that situation, you believing in your running backs, having great running backs that you've had in that North Atlanta program, do you run away from that? Do you more so, okay, hey, let's predicate more onto the passing game, or do I more so, I believe in what we could do, I believe in the offensive line, despite sometimes the box maybe being overloaded with eight, maybe nine-man fronts?
Football is a numbers game, and we're always gonna go to the numbers wherever we can get an advantage.
Yep.
And of course, this new generation of football we got, you also got the RPO game to make the defense think about and worry about. So there are different ways to run against a loaded box. Maybe, like I say, we're putting that ball into the stomach of the running back against that loaded box, and those linebackers are coming up. And there we go. We got a slant pass right by the ear of the linebacker. Obviously, if they heavy on the interior, they got
Yep.
less numbers on the exterior. So it's telling us the defense is telling us to run the football to the outside. You always want to be smart in football. You don't want to be so macho that you just always bumping heads against the wall. We're gonna go where the numbers take us.
Yes, sir. Definitely. And